Get those wonderful toys. I can't wait to show you my toys.
Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Mezco 112 Justice League Tactical Suit Batman. Just got this figure in the mail earlier today. Looking forward to opening him. This is a large box from Mezco. The tape on it, I do love this. It says Mezco Toys by collectors for collectors, implying the guys making them are collectors themselves and are into the source material. This would be a full case of 6, how they would distribute it to their distributors. Now, don't get me wrong, I did not buy 6 of them. I bought 2, and I've been doing this with Mezco for a long time. One for my complete Bat-related unopened collection, and of course one to open. They always send them to me in a case of 6 with 4 unopened slots. So, let's go and see what's in the box. And as always, inside the larger Mezco box, we have another Mezco box with more Mezco tape on top. Seems kind of redundant, doesn't it? And now inside of this box is where it kind of starts to get interesting. We've got, I don't know, some kind of advertising. I don't even know what this thing is supposed to be. Then we've got the invoice, 2 figures, advertisements for other material, and don't cover any of that stuff. Then of course, we've got case of 6, like I said, 4 empty slots, and 2 figures. Definitely looking forward to opening these guys up. Oh, and by the way, when inspecting the packaging a little bit further, got some kind of little freebie here. It's a Mez-It's. Last time I got the 89 Batman. Just kind of cool. They give you something free with the figure. Alright, and it is a... I don't know what this guy is. It means absolutely nothing to me. But still, the thought that counts, I guess. Alright, well, Justice League Tactical Suit Batman, here he is. Here's the front of the package, Batman, Tactical Suit, Justice League, 112. Side, simply got a Batman logo. It says 112 up here. The back side, we've got a picture of the figure and all of his accessories. Cannot wait to see what's up with everything inside. Other side, just a Batman logo again. Top looks like it's just black, absolutely nothing. And the bottom, the same. Alright, so I get to pick one of these to open and one to keep unopened. Now these Mezco figures are amazing. They're beautiful, gorgeous, expensive, but it is worth the price. Their packaging is crazy elaborate, seems completely unnecessary. Great for package collectors, I guess, but... So, first of all, take the bag off the end. Next, took the sleeve off the packaging, and then the guy actually looks nice, pretty nice the way he's displayed in there, except that there is plastic kind of covering him up, so it would not display well that way unless you open him and put him back inside. So the next we take him out of this window box packaging, and then he's in a plastic container himself. And then next I went ahead and separated the plastic pieces, and of course there are 4 of them, and it just keeps going and going and going. 1, 2, 3, and there's a 4th one that covers it even further out there. Just wanted to kind of make a point about how crazy elaborate their packaging is. Really pretty cool, but boy, if I could save 10 bucks or so, I would definitely opt out of packaging. The funny thing is that I've actually put a couple of these packages on eBay empty and have sold them. I never would have thought anybody would have been fool enough to buy something like that, but I read on the Foosh forums that someone had seen them selling on eBay, and I was like, what? So I posted a few, and I've sold 3 of them so far. So let's take this figure out and see what's up. I think he's going to be great if the other Mezco figures are any indication. Now here you can see my Tactical Suit Batman has taken its place in front of my comics with the other unopened recent acquisitions. Some recent Mezco releases. Alright, well now that we got this guy out of the package, let's take a quick look at him. And this guy, I must say, looks really nice. Not disappointing. I thought to myself when I first ordered this figure, or received it that the Mezco One is fantastic, I don't need this one, he's not going to be better. You know what? He might just be better. He's kind of like the Batman vs. Superman Batman, the base body I would imagine, but he's got these sort of plastic tactical armor pieces on top of his cloth goods. Really like what I'm seeing so far. He's got some sort of kind of grooves around the helmet, some sculpted areas. His cape is a lot lighter than the other Batman. It was a little bit heavier and it's a different material. I couldn't tell you exactly what kind of material it is. The outside and the inside kind of consistent with the other Mezco releases, but boy, it's light. It can move, very nice, like it a lot. His armor, love the detailing on it. Here's a good look at his face and his chest armor. Just absolutely love the detailing of this figure so far. And his accessories are quite plentiful. So let's take a look at his accessories first, then we'll check out his height, his articulation, and a ton of comparison photos. Alright, well here he is broken down to show you all of his accessories. I removed the 2 hands he came with, which were both fisted hands, to show you all the accessories he came with. Now look below, here they are in their entirety. He's got a combined total of 8 hands. I notice he has 5 right hands and 3 left hands. Kind of odd. He's got his stand over here. Usual Mezco stand. It's got all those clips to hold his cape in a really cool gliding pose. He also came with his Mezco 112 baggie, which actually I do very much so appreciate these. Other figures besides Mezco, I just throw all their body parts, extra hands, into a huge fodder bucket with action figure body parts such as hands and heads. But with the Mezco releases, I always do put them into these Mezco stands and keep them separated from the other figures. So as far as the actual accessories goes, like I said, he's got 8 hands, 1 each holding a Batarang, which I thought was kind of cool. I think I might actually remove the Batarang to have an extra one. I've not really decided on what I'm going to do with that yet. Then he's got sort of a semi-open hand for both sides. He's got fisted for both sides and the Batarang. So then he's got 2 extra right hands. One is sort of semi-open, grapple, has a trigger finger, and one is just a regular open hand. Then of course he's got 2 different heads, one being a regular Batfleck head and one being an angrier version. Here is a slightly better look at both heads. This Batman did come with 2 pairs of goggles, one of which fits perfectly onto the regular head and one of them fits perfectly onto the angry head. They're sized slightly differently. So you can see his regular head here. He's got his goggles. There's a little hole in the side here. And the goggles have a very small peg that fits inside of them. So this one here, I see it can't quite fit on right. This is for the angry head. So let's go ahead and swap that. Here is goggles for his regular head. One side fits in just fine. And the other side, now one thing I noticed is really cool about these goggles. They've achieved the ability to go up and down without having to actually take them off. I kind of overshot that, so it took it out of the hole. But it can be up top, like in the film, and also down over his eyes. I think that's a really, really cool feature. So here is his regular kind of standard head. Comes off very easily. Then pop on his angry head. And of course he'll have his own goggles which will fit on there. Should do the exact same thing as the other one. Let's see. Sure do, they go up and down. I really like that action feature quite a bit with this guy. Let's go ahead and put his regular head back on. That's probably the standard one I'll be using for the most part. He only needs his angry head for the rare occasion he's going to be in battle and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and attach the right hands that I want on him as well. The hands I chose to use with him are the semi-open hand that can hold something, not the trigger one. It kind of also doubles up as a fist pretty nicely. And then unfortunately on his left hand, I had to use a regular fist hand. I would have liked to have used two of these openish hands, but they simply did not make one for his left hand. Now, those are not all the accessories he has. He comes with 3 of these sort of explosive balls from the film. He threw one at a Parademon and it exploded. He's got 3 loose batarangs, pretty much exactly the same. These are the hard sculpt, exactly the same size-wise as what's in his hand. So that's why I think I'm probably going to pull them out. We'll see, though. Like I said, not decided. He comes with a Parademon gun. Definitely going to compare that with the existing Parademon gun. Then he's got a grappler with 3 different types of accessories. So we'll look at that here in just a little bit with his hands. Well, while we're on the Parademon gun, before we go any further, here is the true exclusive multiverse version of the Parademon gun. A little bit bigger, quite a bit less detailed, and painted black versus silver, or sort of a metallic black. Now, you wonder, why does Batman come with a Parademon gun? In the film, he did take one, pick it up, and start shooting parademons. I believe it to be at the final fight at the end of the film. Of course, while he's wearing the tactical suit. Just wanted to kind of show the difference between the 2 of these guys. I went ahead and put on his trigger finger to show you guys the grapnel. It is the same grapnel that they've released with at least one of the Mezco figure, being the Batman vs Superman. The armored one probably also came with it as well. So here it is in the trigger hand with no accessory. It comes with 3 different attachments that can be used with the grapnel. Here's sort of a regular one, and they come in and out very easily, and they do stay in there sturdy. It's kind of his rope grapnel sort of front piece, shut down before he shoots it out. Now let's check out the next piece. Now here he is getting ready to launch his grapnel. Here he is with the grapnel extended, launched out. It has quite a long string. See, the front piece is the same as the other one. It can actually go out quite a ways away. I'd say it's probably about 10 inches or so. And so all in all, I'd say this guy comes with a fair amount of stuff to add to the Bat Armory. He's got his 3 explosive bombs, 3 batarangs, 2 more if I'm going to take the ones out of the hands. Then he's got his grapnel launcher as well, plus the Parademon gun, which is probably going to end up going with my Parademon army versus the Batman Armory. Alright, next on the agenda, let's check out the height of this figure. These Mezco 112 figures are of the 6-inch scale. They usually measure up to be, 6.5 or so inches. So let's check out this guy. Looks like he's going to be sitting, for the top of his head is going to be right below my finger, so 6 5/8 inches. From the head, he's at about 6 3/4 inches tall. Alright, well, next on the agenda, let's check out this figure's articulation. His articulation scheme is quite similar to the Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice Batman figure that is absolutely amazing they released a while back. So let's check out. Start at the top. He's got his goggles that I really like the function that they can go up and they can go down. Just be gentle with them. If you pull them up too hard, which I just did, they come out of the side here. They come back very easily, but it's a really nice feature. I think the Dark Knight Rises Catwoman could have a really nice feature like that with one of her glasses. Then his head, of course, it goes around, absolutely no problem. Up and down as well. Can look down about that far, and then up that far with just the head. Very nice range of motion there. Then we've got his shoulders. Let's pull his cape out of the way. Once again, very, very nice material. His shoulders can go out about this far, down, around. Of course, it's a little bit obstructed by the cloth in his costume. He does have a bicep cut inside of here. You can kind of see it moving a little bit there. He does have double jointed elbows, although I fear doing this too much as it's causing creases in his uniform. Then he has a little bit of articulation here on his forearm. Barely moves at all though, just a hair. Then he's got his wrist. Of course, it can go all the way around, and it can go up and down as well. And I believe he does have an ab crunch inside of here, but it's completely unable to move because of his tactical armor, the plastic parts. But I'm pretty sure there is one inside there. Then he's got his waist swivel. Go around a little bit, look down, look up, enhance the amount that he can look up and down with his body as a whole. Pretty nice. He could be looking off a building, looking down at guys. Then he's got a nice little clip on the back, I noticed, that he can hold his grappler on, which I think is really cool. Nice little peg hole on the inside. Love that. Love how he can just holster that. It's behind him. You never know it's there. And he can pull it out whenever he needs to escape. And then he's got his hips. Then go out about that far. Pretty much do splits. Now, one thing to be cautious about, you can see how this hard plastic kind of snagged on here. Just be really careful when you're using him. You do not want to punch a hole in the suit. I know I'll be very upset if that happens to me, so I'll try to watch this moving around. Now, no comment about this thing. Looking really large here in the middle. His legs can go forward this far. Go back, not very much. Once again, really watch this hard plastic. It's really trying to snag onto his uniform. Then he's got double jointed knees. They don't really go that far, though. See that? He's got a little bit of articulation. He's got, you know, the sort of the hip area can move around here. Boy, I'm really not liking how the armor piece is snagging that uniform. Then he's also got a little bit of articulation down here. It's only hindered by, I guess, fear of messing with the cloth. His legs, or feet rather, can go up that far, down, around, absolutely no problem, and they can tilt a little bit as well. So speaking of articulation, this guy can sit down, this guy can do pretty much whatever you need him to do. I took the chair from the Batcave here and sat him down inside of it. Looks pretty nice in there. He can sit there using his Bat computer, and really can fit in any sort of chair you would need him to. We'll see if he fits in any of the multiverse vehicles here in a little bit. Now to kick off the comparison shots, these are all the Tactical Suit Justice League Batman figures that I've accumulated all on the 6+ inch scale. Here on the very far left, we've got the Mattel basic version. He's going to be the shortest of all of them. Next, we've got the Mattel Multiverse exclusive version that came specifically with the Ultimate Batmobile, the radio-controlled car. He's designed specifically to fit inside of there and hold the steering wheel. Next, we've got the Multiverse general release of the Tactical Suit Batman. He came with part of Steppenwolf. Next, we've got the figure from this review, the Mezco 112 version. He is definitely the tallest of all of them. And then last but not least, we've got the Mafex version, which is also very, very nice compared to the Mezco one. I think I probably like the Mezco one just a tiny bit more, but I'm really not certain of that quite yet. He does have some pros and cons. These two guys are well worth your time. And then just because here are all the Justice League Tactical Suit Batmans that I have in the package. I'm a completist when it comes to 6-7 inch Batman and related characters in the unopened package, and so of course I've got 2 of each one of these figures. Far left, we've got the Mattel basic one, then we've got the Mattel Multiverse general release, then we've got the unopened Ultimate Batmobile, second to the open one that I have. Then we've got the Mafex and then the Mezco unopened packages. I just wanted to take a minute to look at both the Mezco on the left and the Mafex on the right figures for comparison purposes. Keep in mind this guy is purely hard plastic, and this guy is hard plastic on top of the soft goods. But just kind of showing you a little bit how they look together. The coloring seems a little more robust on this guy. I really am bothered by this issue with the, I don't know, the leg armor snagging on his costume every time I kind of move it around. I'm trying to push it more to the side. Really impressed with this guy's sort of buckles and other features like that on him. They honestly look really nice, both of them. Exceptional figures. I do think that the Mafex one, I'm really not sure which one I like better. I think the Mezco one, just because the overall look, and it really reminds me of that absolutely spectacular Dawn of Justice Batman. But the Mafex one is really outstanding as well. We're looking at something like a 9 out of 10 and a 9.5 out of 10 or something along those lines. And I'm going to compare the cape with the Mezco version versus the Mafex version here. Here's the Mafex version's cape, very big, stretched out. I am using the non-tactical suit release because it doesn't have a wire in its cape, kind of like the Mezco one. Notice it can stretch pretty much across the screen right here. And then the Mezco guy, pretty much just as big, and I'd say a little bit nicer. Here he is compared to the regular suit Dawn of Justice Batman. This is an absolutely outstanding figure. I'm sure most of you guys know what I'm talking about. Really surprised all of us. I'm guessing, but I don't really know, that the base body under the cloth goods is probably the same for these two guys. But like I said, I really don't know the answer. There's not a lot of reuse between both figures. Maybe the hands, maybe the feet. It's really about it. The armored suit is considerably different. Their cape is definitely made out of a different material. You can see sort of the weathering, kind of dirty cape here. It's almost like a leathery on the outside, and kind of like that on the inside too, but a slightly different material. And this one here is a lot lighter weight-wise, and it's not exactly leathery, but it is, I don't know, some kind of material on that side. I don't even know how to describe it. And the inside, it's a little more clothish. Here's a new tactical suit Batman compared to the other Mezco Batmans from the DC Cinematic Universe. We've got the regular suited Batman, the tactical suit Batman, a Nightmare Batman, and then of course the armored Batman. These two being exclusive figures and these two being general release figures from Mezco. Here he is compared to all the different Mafex DC Cinematic Universe Batman figures they've made. Here's the original classic Dawn of Justice release, then the armored Batman, and then here's the Mezco One compared to all those guys. Nightmare Batman, the Justice League regular suit Batman, who is extremely nice by the way, and then the Justice League tactical suit Batman. Here he is compared to the figure arts version of the DC Cinematic Universe. This is the Dawn of Justice Batman on the left. Considerably shorter than the Mezco version and all the other versions I have. I don't collect the Figma ones. I kind of draw the line at figure arts as far as being too small. Gorgeously articulated figure and looks really nice, but doesn't quite fit in scale-wise to most of my collection. Just wanted to show the difference size-wise. Here he is next to the DC Collectibles DC Cinematic Armored Batman. This was a jumping point for a line of high-class, expensive movie figures, and they canceled the line after just 2 figures. Would have loved to have seen a regular suited Batman come out in this line. He's a big boy compared to this Mezco figure. One of the tallest DC collectible figures out there. Even taller than the Arkham Knight Batman. Here he is size-wise compared to some Mattel figures. Here's an older DC Universe Classics Batman. Then we've got the Multiverse Rebirth Batman, Mezco, Mattel, Multiverse, Justice League Tactical Suit Batman, and then Multiverse Gotham by Gaslight Batman. You can see the Mezco figure actually fits in pretty good scale-wise with the Mattel figures. Here he is versus some DC Collectibles and DC Direct Arkham figures. We've got the Arkham Origins Batman here. There's the Mezco movie Batman. Then the Arkham Asylum or Arkham City Batman, and the Arkham Knight Batman. Notice that these DC Direct and DC Collectible figures are a little bit taller than the Mezco versions. Here he is compared to a couple of Soap Studios 112 cloth good figures as well. I believe this is that company's answer to how popular the Mezco figures are. They scale up pretty nicely together, maybe just a hair smaller the Soap Studio figures are. Here he is compared to a couple of other Mezco Batman figures. We've got the Dark Knight Returns figure on the left, then the Mezco Justice League figure, then Batman Beyond, and then the Ascending Knight Batman Day exclusive Batman. All scale up pretty nicely together. Now here's my complete DC collection of Mezco figures that I have. I believe it to be 20 figures, all Batman related. We've got the 4 Dark Knight Returns variations that I have. I am missing 2 of those. The exclusive black and white version and the Puerto Rican Comic-Con exclusive version. We've got 3 of the Ascending Knight Batmans over here. I'm missing 1 of those, which is a Toy Fair exclusive. Almost identical to this guy except for he has a black belt. Then we've got the DC Expanded Universe figures, the regular Batman, the Tactical Suit Batman, the Nightmare Batman, and the Armored Batman. Then we've got Batman Beyond Batman, both Deathstrokes. There's Catwoman over here, Joker. I'm also missing the Deluxe Joker. I'm on the wait list, and I kind of don't think I'll ever get him at this point. Both versions of the Mutant Leader, Superman from Batman vs. Superman, and then Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. Here he is perched on top of a rooftop overlooking Gotham City in sort of a crouching position. Here he is perched on a gargoyle on top of another building, watching for anything going on. Love how he can achieve these cool poses and drape his cape over himself. And then here he is in the Batcave, which is under the Wayne Manor. Things are a little bit in disarray right now. Working in his lab, taking care of some stuff. Here he is size-wise compared to the Mattel Multiverse Justice League Batmobile. It's intended for the multiverse figures, which are scaled pretty nicely with these Mezco figures. I believe this was an Amazon and Toys R Us exclusive, although I could be wrong about that. Now let's see if he fits inside. Well, he does fit, and with some fair ease. There's plenty of room in there. The only problem is his cape is really rough to get in with him. He'd be very gentle, and if you leave him in there for more than a couple minutes, it's going to get quite wrinkled. You can see it's all sort of bunched up in here, but look, his head fits in there, full clearance, no problem. Bam. Here he is size-wise compared to the Mattel Multiverse Justice League Ultimate Batmobile. This is the radio-controlled version. He was quite expensive at the beginning, but if you kept your eyes open, you can get it for half price or less. Really, really nice vehicle. The action features are absolutely amazing. It's a little bit bigger than it should be, I think, but it looks really good, and it has really fun playability. Just takes up a lot of space. Now let's go ahead and turn the car on. And then some smoke around the back. But the real question is, does he fit in this Batmobile? I shoved him in there. His cape is probably more bunched up than the other one. This one is a little less roomy, but he can fit, and the cockpit will go down with full clearance. Here he is compared to the Mattel Justice League Nightcrawler. This is from the Talking Heroes line. Batman, the talking one, can sort of interact with the Nightcrawler, and it makes various sounds. That is actually a 6-inch line, a little bit on the shorter scale, so I don't think he's going to fit, but let's see. Now I'm going to say this guy does not really fit in the traditional way. If you put his legs in there straight, he will not fit. I had to sort of contort and twist his legs around and then sort of shove him in there sideways and bend his head all kind of crazy ways to get him to actually fit. If you do all of this, yes, it will shut, but well, still it's rough. I have to really push him in there, and I really don't want to do that. So all in all, I'd say he doesn't really fit in this. Here he is size-wise compared to the Flying Fox vehicle. This was an extension of the basic line, not to be confused with the talking line or the multiverse line. They're all 6-inch scale, but different variations of 6-inch. This would be the smallest side of the 6-inch line. I believe this would be a Walmart exclusive. Very nice vehicle though. So let's see if he fits in the cockpit, and I really do not expect him to. If you lay him down in the traditional fashion with his legs completely outright, it just will not work. Not enough clearance to shut it with his head. Let's try to contort him and see if that helps. With his legs bent kind of like so, I believe it will actually work. Yep, and you'd be able to completely shut that with him sort of jammed in there. Just FYI. Here's a Batman choosing which one of his Justice League vehicles between his complete 6-inch assortment to use today. Here he is size-wise compared to the Batman the Animated Series 6-inch scale Batwing. Let's see if he fits inside there. Does he fit in the cockpit? We have to push him in there pretty hard and punch his cape in there quite a bit. And if you kind of, just really shove him in there, yes, you can shut him in there very tight. I'm going to have to give him a little further to make that really work. Really don't like manhandling him this way. So it can be done. Very difficult though. And here he is compared to the 6-inch scale Batmobile from Batman the Animated Series DC Collectibles. Does he fit inside of there? But it's going to be pretty much the same as a Batwing. It can be done, but very difficult. Let's see. Actually, I was wrong. Very, very spacious. Totally easy to fit him in. Total clearance without having to shove him in and push him very hard. Very nice that he fits with this as well. And it is 2-seater. The other seat completely open and ready for another figure. Come on, Mezco Robin. Here he is compared to the Mattel Justice League Multiverse figures. He scales up nicely with them, but is quite a bit nicer than them. Here he is next to a Mattel Multiverse Toys R Us exclusive Parademon figure. Arguably the best of Parademon figures for sure. Love him for army building purposes. Here he is using the Parademon gun versus a couple Parademons, using their guns against him. And here's the Justice League Mezco Batman compared to a Parademon army, the likes of which you've never seen before. I think he is definitely going to need some Justice League reinforcements to take these guys out. All in all, I must say it's a very nice figure. Very beautiful, amazingly detailed, and greatly articulated. He fits in well with a lot of my other Justice League figures and collection. Fits in the vehicles, and overall is a pleasure to have and looks really nice. I'd probably give this figure something like an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you want to see additional videos from me, press subscribe. If you have any action figure review requests, please post them below. Any comments about the video, post them below. Thank you guys for watching. This is D Hunter. Talk to you guys soon.